So to answer that question, I'd like to start with describing what an organisation is all about. Let's look at any organisation. It's formed for a purpose. It could be a government might set that purpose for a department, or a not-for-profit, or a for-profit company. It's set by the founders, for example. So with the purpose understood, there's a direction set for the organisation, and the leadership team are given some flexibility in how they deliver that. So they're the ones who have to come up with the strategies based on the capability of their team and of the organisation, the assets they've got to deploy. And what senior leaders do is, although they give flexibility to leaders, they establish some boundaries, right? So when the admiral says to the captain, be off the coast of Japan at the end of the month, set direction, in terms of the strategy that the ship's captain employs to get there, the admiral says, well, I don't know the capability of your ship or your crew right now, and I certainly don't know what the weather's going to be like. So that's fine. Be off the coast of Japan by the end of the month. I don't have any boundaries, except don't go into the South China Sea right now. That'd be pretty uncool. Okay, so that's what an organisation's all about. Someone sets direction. We have some flexibility, although we've got some boundaries set. What is it in its essence? In its essence, it's just people making decisions to act or to not act. So senior leaders set direction for purpose, and then they try and influence everyone else's decision-making so that we fulfill that purpose. And how do we influence people's decision-making? We influence it through policy, process, and system. That's what policy, process, and systems are doing. They're just influencing people's decision-making. A travel booking system influences people to follow the travel policy, correct? That's all it is. So here we have a whole bunch of policy, processes, and systems which establish boundaries for organisations. Now here's the problem with organisations. Decision making is a little bit difficult, as we all know, and we have error rates. So, for example, some of the statistics out of reliability engineering indicate decision making in complex environments has a 15% error rate. 15%. So that's a lot of rework, isn't it? Strategic decisions, take Professor Paul Nutt from Ohio State University back in the 1990s. No, it's a bit old, but anecdotal, I don't think things have changed. He used a standard of if a strategic decision was not in play 2 years after it was made, for whatever reason, it was a failure. So a fairly high bar. And his research over 400 strategic decisions of global companies was a 50% fail rate. And like McKinsey surveys of senior execs indicate that this is maybe 60% success rate. So there's still plenty of room for improvement. And so what happens in organisations, particularly amongst the minions, let's say, where errors are made, what do? We'll better put a policy in place, put another process on, put another procedure in place. And lo and behold, all of a sudden, we've got red tape. So what does it mean to turn from red tape to blue ribbon? It's about getting the right balance of policy, process, and system in place to guide staff to make the best possible decision available. That's what it means to turn red tape into blue ribbon.